Whenever people work together in teams, some conflict is inevitable. In this course, we'll take a look at team conflict in leadership. Conflict is a perceived divergence of interests, a belief that parties' current aims are incompatible. Effective conflict management has a positive impact on team cohesiveness and performance. High-performing teams typically have lower levels of conflict, and conflict is more often associated with tasks than with interpersonal relationships. In addition, teams that reflect healthy patterns of conflict are usually characterized by high levels of trust and mutual respect. Two basic types of conflict that occur in teams are task conflict and relationship conflict. Task conflict refers to disagreements among people about the goals to be achieved or the content of tasks to be performed. Relationship conflict, on the other hand, refers to personal incompatibility that creates tension and feelings of personal animosity among people. In general, research suggests that task conflict can be beneficial because it leads to better decision-making and problem-solving. On the other hand, relationship conflict is typically associated with negative consequences for team effectiveness. There is evidence that mild conflict can be beneficial to teams. Teams, as well as individuals, develop specific styles for dealing with conflict, based on the desire to satisfy their own concern versus the other party's concern. Let's use a model that describes 5 styles of handling conflict. Two major dimensions of conflict are the extent of which an individual is assertive versus unassertive, and cooperative versus uncooperative in his or her approach to conflict. The dominating style, my way, reflects assertiveness to get one's own way and should be used when quick, decisive action is vital or important issues or unpopular actions, such as during emergencies or urgent cost-cutting. The avoiding style, no way, reflects neither assertiveness or cooperativeness. It is appropriate when issues are trivial, or when there's no chance of winning, when a delay to gather more information is needed, or when a disruption would be costly. The compromising style, halfway, reflects a moderate amount of both assertiveness and cooperativeness. It is appropriate when the goals or both sides are equally important, when opportunities have equal power and both sides want to split the difference, or when people need to arrive at a temporary or expedient solution under time pressures. The accommodating style, your way, reflects a high degree of cooperativeness, which works best when people realize that they're wrong, when an issue is more important to others than oneself, when building social credits for use in later decisions, and when maintaining harmony is especially important. The collaborating style, our way, reflects a high degree of both assertiveness and cooperativeness. The collaborating style enables both parties to win, although it may require substantial bargaining and negotiation. The collaborating style is important when both sets of concerns are too important to be compromised, when insights from different people need to be merged into an overall solution, and when the commitment of both sides is needed for a consensus. Each of these 5 styles is appropriate in certain cases. An effective team member and leaders vary in their style to fit a specific situation and the people involved. When teams are effective, they create higher productivity, quality improvements, greater flexibility and speed, and increased involvement and satisfaction. A team is a unit of 2 or more people who interact and coordinate their work to accomplish a shared goal or purpose to which they're committed and hold themselves mutually accountable. The concept of teamwork implies that people put aside their individual needs, desires, and egos and synthesize their knowledge, skills, and efforts towards accomplishing a common goal. There are 3 primary types of teams used in organizations: functional, cross-departmental, and self-directed. A functional team is part of the traditional vertical hierarchy. This type of team is made up of a supervisor and his or her subordinates in a formal chain of command. Sometimes called a vertical team or command team, the functional team includes 3 or 4 levels of hierarchy within a department. Typically, a functional team makes up a single department in an organization. A cross-departmental team is made up of members from different departments within the organization. Cross-departmental teams are typically used for projects that affect several departments and therefore require many views to be considered. These teams share across boundaries, generate suggestions for coordinating, develop new ideas and solutions for existing organizational problems, and assist in developing new practices or policies. Finally, cross-departmental teams may gradually evolve into self-directed teams. Self-directed teams are made up of employees or individuals who work with minimum supervision and rotate jobs to produce an entire product or service, or at least one complete aspect or portion of a product or service. We all know that smoothly functioning teams don't just happen, they're created and shaped by leaders.